may stretch to 85 then. And it is generally believed now that eventually, maybe within 50 years or 100 years, if you live long enough, you will live forever because you can buy spare parts, you can grow spare parts. The only thing that you should be very careful is don't waste it by not looking out for cars when you cross the street. When you get into the end of the second age or the beginning of the third age, and particularly for those of us who has retired, so to speak, when people ask me whether I have retired, I say I've only retired from doing things that I don't like to do. So that's retirement for me. I am more busy now than when I was working. At least I am involved in more things now than when I was working. When I was working, I was really focused. After 2 years, when I stepped away from the day-to-day running of DHL's Asia Pacific Super Region, which is from Japan down to New Zealand, from Taiwan to India, that was my area. When I stepped away from that, I took off 2 years, and it was great. I drank all the good wines, I eat all the good food, I went to all the places that I wanted to go to. And then at the end of that 2.5 years, finally I stood still and say, well, now that I'm here, what do I do? And then it led me to the second question is, now that I can be anything that I want to be, what do I want to be? What do I do with that 30 extra years? And that started me on my journey, on my track. Understanding 3 is we have, for the new journey, we need a new purpose. I believe that life is an entrepreneurial journey because nobody lived your life before. You are the entrepreneur of your life. So that is a important concept if we that we should base our discussion on is life is not only we are not only a manager of our life, we are the entrepreneur of our life. And then everything that applies to an entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial startup can apply to life. And then it is not one continuous entrepreneurial journey. That means it can be a serial entrepreneurship. And you can start various things in the middle of your life. As long as you understand it, design it, and then create it, and then manage it. Life is also a business. Most of us don't think of life as a business, but it is. It is a business of providing personal services to all the people that we come in contact with. Therefore, everything that applies to business management can be applied to life management. We have the personal service, that's our the business we are in. We may not get paid for it. Our professional service, we get paid for it. Our investment service, we get paid for it, cash. But most of the personal service we provide, as a grandchild when we were born, as a son when I was born, and as a classmate, as schoolmate, as colleagues, and then eventually as a boss, eventually as an owner, and then when I get married, my personal service includes being a husband, and personal service eventually now at the end of this year, hopefully I'll be a grandfather. So those are all services, friends, and so on. In fact, in the morning when I go to breakfast, I look at that. Being a customer is also providing a customer service to the waitress that was serving me. I can be a good, excellent customer, or I can be a lousy customer. And she can be a good waitress, and she can be a lousy waitress. So in every transaction, in every encountering, we actually are providing service. So we are the provider of the service, then the other people are our customers. But funny enough, in flip side, the same group of people is also our supplier. We are their customer. So I am the service provider to Helen, my wife, and she is the service provider to me because I'm the husband. So if we look at that, and most of those services we don't get paid. However, there is a currency involved in that transaction, and I call it psychic income. I call it emotional profit. Every time we perform a good service for all the people we come in contact with, we know that we can deposit some of that psychic income into our psychic bank, and nobody can give it to you. You have to earn it. Once you earn it, you can deposit into your mind. In Chinese we call it, we can deliver it into our heart. Because that's where we store our warmth and our good feelings. And when we have enough of that, we earn our confidence, and then from that we earn our self-esteem. And if we have high self-esteem, there's only a very short step to joy and happiness. So it's important that we understand that life is a continuous business of offering personal services to all the people we come in contact with. Now, during our second age, we have a purpose because making a good living is the major purpose. That would be the big elephant in the living room, so to speak. That is so important that sometimes we push away a lot of other things and concentrate on that so that we can accumulate enough. So when we get to a later age, we can comfortably survive or enjoy our natural days. But when you get to retire, we will find that all of a sudden that purpose goes tough. It's no longer the center of our attention. And sometimes when people, or even like myself, when we lose that center of attention, the gravity or the focus is gone. And if we are not careful, we go into a depression. And then, as we often hear is somebody who retired. I think it is Rocky Boeing and IBM who actually has so it's actual statistics that people who at that time retire at 65 years old live only 18 months. Those who retire 55 years old get to live 18 more years. So I think it's a lot of it is because those people who plan and retire early probably have a bigger nest of eggs, and also they probably have a better plan of how to manage their life. That's understanding 3. Now, understanding 4 is the third age and the second age is different because it's a different repositioning of ourselves. we are moving